Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are actually going to, as you saw from the title, repair the leaks in the heater core. So in some previous videos you actually saw me flushing the whole coolant system on the Range Rover, and in that video I showed you how I bypassed the heater core hoses because I told you that it was leaking, and it was actually leaking quite bad into the interior onto the floor mat. In this video I'm going to show you step by step how I fixed it, because the proper way is to take off the whole dash. I took off some parts under the dash, got my way into the heater core the wrong way, but it's a much quicker and easier job, and it actually made a big difference. So I hope you like this video, and if you have this problem yourself, just keep watching, see how to do this, and good luck to you as well. Let's get on with this job then. So here we have some clear signs that it has been leaking coolant. And also, if I remove the rubber mats, I can actually feel that it's wet, and it has been wet for a while now. So what we are going to do, we are going to remove the glove box compartment, because when you look up into there, you can actually see the pipes go to the heater core. So those aluminium looking pipes connect to the heater core behind the dash, and it's the connection itself that is leaking most often. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there's supposed to be one there, screws, and then there's also a little cover here that we'll have to remove to expose 4 small bolts, and then this whole glove box can be removed. So we'll do that first. Okay, so here you can see the plastic that is underneath here, and there was one of these tabs holding it in, and there's supposed to be 2, one there and one there, and I just removed them with this little tool. And then there was also a little screw that held this hole in place, and that was located down here somewhere. And also the OBD2 sensor, the OBD2 connector is positioned in this plastic, and that has just some small tabs on the side. There's one, and on the other side, and you just click those in. I use a flat blade screwdriver, click those in, and then I could push it through the plastic cover. There's also supposed to be a courtesy light, but yeah, can't find it. And this is the case with 20 plus years old vehicles, that you can't always expect it to be factory original anymore. With that plastic gone, it exposes where the 4 bolts are supposed to be. I only have 2 of them, so we'll remove those. Those look like 8mm ones. And then we can also remove those Phillips head screws. There's supposed to be 5. I only have 3 of them left. So yeah, we'll do that now. After removing those 3 screws that I put back in, as well as the lower 2 for the latch itself, or for the cover itself, you have to remove this little light, and it's just a regular plug. You push and pull on it to release it. And then there's also the latch mechanism. There's 2 tabs which have to be pushed in. See there in the small holes, and then you can pull it out. So Okay, that plug was not that easy to take off, but anyways, we are now here. And now you can get a good view of what it looks like. And there are some vent lines. This one's extremely loose. I will try and make it a bit tighter so the air can go more efficiently. But anyways, here are the lines coming from the engine bay. And as you can see there, there's a blue temp connector. And then this metal part is where the lines connect to the heater core. So, and as you can see there, it is a bit wet, and you can actually see some pink coolant there as well. So that is where we have our leak. And this plug, you can just remove it by pulling on it. It's just clamped onto the, oh yeah, sorry. This plug, you will have to undo that clip, and then it comes off the pipe. And then there is one bolt in the middle of it, securing both pipes to the heater core. So we'll undo the clamp, we'll undo the nut, and then we can move the pipes a bit away and inspect the O-rings. Okay, so after being on some forums, I've got some confirmation that the screw that holds the little plate to the heater core and connects the two pipes, the screw comes in from the back of the car. I thought it was snapped off, but apparently it comes in from the other side. So now we'll have to try and remove some more ducting to actually get some access to it. So that's what I'm going to try and do now. There we have it. I was able to remove some ducting, which I will put back and tape that it gets airtight again. So there we have the two pipes coming in from the engine bay into the vehicle. And there is a connection to plastic. So you can see where the silver goes to black. That is where it connects to the heater core. And there on the bottom you can actually see that it's a bit pink there. Here you can see it is actually pink and it has been leaking coolant. So there's one screw in the middle here, so we'll have to remove that. And then we can separate the pipes from the plastic. And there are actually O-rings on the pipes, which we can inspect. And then make sure to replace those with good ones. And I'll also add some extra sealant just to make sure. So now I'll remove that screw, and it's a Phillips head, and then we'll separate the pipes. Okay, so there we have it. We have disconnected the pipes, and you can see that it has been leaking on the metal pipes. And you can also see the rubber O-rings there. So I'll take those off and clean off the pipes. And now we'll put new rings on, some extra sealant, and then we'll put it back together and hope for the best. Okay, so as you can see, when I try to clean these off and inspect them, one of the seals O-rings actually broke off, and the other one is cracked as well. There you can see it, and they are really rock solid. Look at this, I can just mush them. So I'll replace those with some new seals. Okay, so I have some new rings here, and we'll see if they fit. Looks like it. They might be a bit thicker than the original ones, but I hope that they will fit anyways. It looks like they fit, so I'm going to swap my gloves for some other ones, and then we'll put some more sealant on as well. And I'm going to be very generous with the sealant, because I do not want to do this job again. That should be good enough. So now I'll put the pipes in place again. Okay, I think it's tight. I lost the original screw somewhere in the dash. So I replaced it with an M5 bolt. And I had to use some washers as spacers just to make sure I could tighten it. Okay, so I think we are finished in here, except for putting everything back together. Now we'll go to the engine bay and connect the heater core to the coolant system again. And now we'll have to fill it and bleed it and see if we get any leaks in here. Okay, so here we are now. I have reconnected the heater core pipes to the coolant system, and now I've raised the coolant reservoir to be the highest point. So now we are going to fill it so that the heater core gets filled as well. And then we are going to run the engine, run it hot, and make sure that it bleeds out all the air properly. Okay, we got the engine running, and I've raised the coolant expansion tank above the engine so that all the water goes down and the air comes up. Because now we want to make sure that it gets up to temp, the thermostat opens, and that it will release water into the heater core and fill it. We have to bleed all the air out of that. When we got the coolant system working properly, then we can connect the nanocon, make sure that the fueling is correct, because it doesn't really want to start properly, and it still lacks a lot of power. So yeah, but first we'll focus on this. Okay, so I've taken it for a little test drive. The engine is now hot. The coolant temp is hot as it's supposed to be. There's coolant going in and out of the heater core, and the pipes are warm as well. And there is no unnecessary amounts of pressure in the system either. So the only thing I can see is that the viscous fan doesn't work. I can hold it with my finger, so I need to address that. But yeah, I also can't see the heater core leaking anymore, so that's that problem is solved. So now I'll reinstall everything back together, and then we'll see. Maybe it soon is time to get it inspected and road legal again. Okay, so now that I've seen that there's no more leaks in the connection, and there seems to be no more leaks at all, it is now time to put everything back together. So here you have a very clear view of how everything looks. You can see I've put a lot of extra sealant in there. I've put the temperature sensor back onto the pipe, and now we have to put back a few of the vent pipes. So I cut one pipe off here to get some good access there, and I actually cut, and that pipe goes down to there. And I actually cut it off in 2 sections, so I'll have to put it back in first and then make sure to seal it up there, and then make sure to seal it down here as well. So here we have some pipes, and then we have some other vent structure like in here, and a big pipe that goes from there to there from the blower motor. So we'll have to put those back in, and then we can put the glove box structure back in. So I'll do that real quick, and then we'll see what happens next. Okay, so there we have the first duct in place. And you can see where I used some tape to tape it together in both places. If you want to criticize me about using tape, then just don't, because why else would they call it duct tape? So I've used some duct tape on where the ends meet and where I cut it. Now there's one more duct to put in place, and then I think that we can reassemble the glove box again. Yep. So now I got all the ducting back in place, and I've used some more duct tape to make sure that the cuts I made are airtight. So yeah. Now let's reinstall the glove box. Okay, so there we have it. It is all back in place again. The glove box works fine for a 20-plus-year-old car. And yeah, I'm very happy with the result so far. Now just let's hope that it won't leak again. But if it does, then I've prepared the way, and it will be easier to reach in there the next time. So yeah, just look at this interior. It's beautiful. That's a lot of progress for one video. I'm very happy with the result. The next thing to solve would be the fuel pump, because it still doesn't start properly and it still runs a bit weak. That's the thing I'm going to focus on next. And after that, it's good to go, I think. I think I'm just going to do some cosmetic stuff, and before the MOT, I will paint the wheels. I just put on some studded winter tires, and these were the wheels I had lying around. I will paint those black because I don't like the design of the wheels. And also, I think when the wheels are off, I'll also go over the underside. Maybe even do a service to the gearbox as well. Change the filter and change the oil. And that will be an easy job with the service bit here. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you have any tips on these diesels or the P38s in general, then just comment them down below, because I like to learn everything. And don't forget to like, subscribe, please share this video, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.